Hi, AT from CNC at Home. I want to start a little project by bringing in an image and then converting it to a vector and then resizing it, making a coaster out of it. This is for another YouTube channel. This is no affiliation. I'm just doing it because I enjoy his channel, and my hope is I will send this to him and he'll enjoy it. So anyway, first thing we need to do is open a project, and so I'm going to go in and open my 108mm template, and then we'll just zoom in on that so we can see it. Actually, no, it's not. I don't know how big this image is going to be when I bring it in. So let's do that now. Let's go in here and we will import. Where do I have that? Pictures. Alright, here it is. And so the first thing that we do is we just right click and we do a trace on the image. Now this particular one has a lot of normally what you would call noise, but that's part of the way they did the logo. You can see here is all this little noise. Zoom in here. So it's just kind of the way that they did their logo. And so as I'm zooming in and out, it looks like it's matching fairly well. Some of this noise it's not picking up. So I'm going to just change the threshold a little bit and see what it does. See if we can pick some of that up. Oh, too far. And so let's raise the threshold, see if that does anything. And it's picking up some more of it. Don't want to get this too high because I want this to look nice still. Okay, I think we'll go there. So we're almost at 200. Okay, delete. Alright, I want to put this on its own layer. Okay. That was what I was afraid of. This actually ends up being backwards now from what I want. Because where it's white, that's where I actually want the laser to be doing its thing. And there's not an option that I'm aware of that will let me change that. Well, let's try something here. Let's try let's get rid of this box. So let's ungroup all of this first. Get rid of that box. And then fill. Bam! Okay. That's what I want. That was an easy fix. Okay. Now we want to resize this logo. Let's grab the whole thing and group it together again. There we go. And we're going to want this so that it fits inside of our 108mm tile. So our smallest dimension is the height. So we need to go with our width, which is the biggest dimension, because that's what needs to be at least 108, if not a little smaller. So if we do that at 108, and then we center that down here in our tile area. That's nice. The problem is it goes all the way to the edge of the tile, and I don't want it to quite do that. Alright, so this we want to lower just that, not the whole tile. Alright, I think that'll work well. And that's still centered. Now, one of the things that that I like about this particular channel is that Derek, who runs the channel, has unique names for many of the things that he does. So he's got Fire Maker, and he's using his plasma gun to cut stuff. He Zeus's it off, and what he drinks is a cold snack. So this essentially is going to be a cold snack holder. So I'm going to put some text on here that says cold snack. And since he's using kind of a interesting font, I'll see if I can find something that matches that a little bit. What does this look like? We got our cold snack. Alright, that'll need to be a little smaller. There we go. Then we can center that. Now, not a close enough match on the font. So let's try some other fonts and see what we have that maybe will work better. You know, that actually doesn't look too bad. That's a interesting font choice, but that actually doesn't look too bad. And what would it look like if I cancel? We need to keep in mind that this is going to be inversed from what we see, because we're going to do this on a black tile. So let's get that centered. Hello. There we go. Oops, wrong one. I always get these two confused. Alright, it's still centered. See what this looks like. So this is really more what it's going to look like. I like that. Now we need to update this information because this just isn't quite right. Is it 85, I think? So we'll do this at 3,000 millimeters per minute, 100% power, and we'll do 3 passes. We want this at 90 degrees, and I've got a theory going about the resolution. If I go an increment of 1/80th, or in an increment of 1/80th, then I don't have to worry about the stepper motors getting into a partial step. There are 80, from my understanding of these stepper motors, there are 80 steps per millimeter. So if we go in an increment of a 1/80th, so let's look at this. So if we've got 1 divided by 80, so if we hit one of these, so maybe this one, 0.075, 0.075. I'm hoping what that will do is to keep us from hitting half steps or partial steps on the stepper motor as much as possible as we're going across in the Y direction, since we're doing the vertical scan. The 3000 is a little fast. We are going to do 3 passes. And let's see what that looks like for time-wise. Ouch. 2 hours. Let's make sure I have my fast movement on. And I don't. Now let's see how long it is. Cut some time off of it. We can play around with the optimization as well. If we group these fill groups together, that might help us a little bit, or in this case hurt us. I think we were 119 before, now we're 121. So it looks like this will be the fastest to do it this way. This computer is not the one I use to actually run the program, so we'll have to save this to the other computer. Oh, yeah. We'll save as then. I'm in my coasters file, and we'll do this as Bicep Garage or VGG. We'll save it. And then we can call that up on the other computer and run the program. So let's go burn this and see how it turns out. Remember, this is going to be inversed of what we're seeing, because we're going to cut this on a black tile. Come on. There we go. So it should look something more like this. To turn this coaster into reality, first we need to load a blank into the laser. Get the laser machine turned on, that would help. And then we just need to zero the laser head and square up that tile. So that's what we're going to be doing here. The last thing I burned was a tile, so I don't need to refocus the laser. That's good. And here we're just checking to make sure that the laser is square with the machine. Not quite square, so I just need to adjust the tile slightly. That looks good. Now we close up the fume box, and we'll put the acrylic in front to help keep the fumes out. Before we start cutting, we will turn the fan on and make sure that the damper is open. We're going to adjust the camera to get a better angle, and it turns out that the autofocus doesn't work too well on solid flat black, so I threw my little straight edge on there and did a manual focus, and then kept that manual focus set. I had this set up to do 3 passes, and the first pass, as we can see, is not leaving the white very white, so the second pass will take care of that. The third pass I'm not even going to bother showing, because the second pass did such a good job of cleaning it up. The third pass was pretty much a waste of time on this particular burn.
The quality of the burn is quite good. All the little, what I would normally call noise, which is on this graphic on purpose, came out fairly well. Yeah, the white is very white on this, so there was really not a need to do a third pass. It was already set to do that, so there was no stopping it at that point. Well, I didn't want to stop it. The final product turned out really well. Let's overlay the original image on top of this, and you'll see that it looks really good.
Oops.
Hi, I'm AT from CNC at Home. If you like our content, help support our channel by clicking on subscribe and liking our videos. Thank you for watching this video. Have fun with your CNC at Home projects.